EDNOS stands for Eating Disorders Not Otherwise Specified. The most discussed amongst young people is anorexia and bulimia, but these are not the most common. There are many others that most of us have never even heard of. These consist of disorders such as binge eating, purging disorder, night eating syndrome, picky eating, chewing and spitting out food. These disorders are the most common amongst college students, yet the ones we look at least when diagnosing young people. With so many different disorders, there are difficulties diagnosing each one, which is why we see a lack of diagnosis or wrongful diagnosis for so many young people.
Not only is EDNOS just as common as anorexia and bulimia, the effects of the various disorders are just as harmful and dangerous. The popular press article, 5 Hidden Eating Disorders, directly addresses this by referencing the scholarly article, Are Diagnostic Criteria for Eating Disorders Markers of Medical Severity? The scholarly article involved a study in which EDNOS patients were compared to patients with anorexia and bulimia. People suffering from EDNOS may suffer just as much as those with anorexia or bulimia, or even more because diagnoses and treatment are much more limited.
Many people don't realize that anxiety over Facebook photos links back to eating disorders. Therefore, Facebook impacts the way women visualize themselves. 95% of women in this study who spent more time on Facebook reported a higher incidence of appearance-focused behaviors and reported greater eating pathology. Just 20 minutes of Facebook use contributes to the maintenance of higher weight and shape concerns and anxiety compared to a controlled internet condition. Social media has an emerging role in all ages today, and with powerful influences and broader societal messages, the negative perception of oneself can diminish and can encourage self-confidence in the creation of a platform that people can carry themselves on.
The graph focuses on bulimia, binge eating disorder, and EDNOS, and studies both male and female college students. Starting with men, it is clear that over time more and more students have been diagnosed with all 3 disorders. Bulimia and binge eating disorder went down between 1995 and 2002, but then increased again between 2002 and 2008. EDNOS has increased significantly during the 13-year study. The highest percentage of males with an eating disorder falls under EDNOS. This is probably because there are so many different disorders that fall under this category, and these are also the most common disorders amongst young people. On the next graph, the focus is on women, but we still see a similar trend. For BN and BED, the percentage of students diagnosed with both decreases first, then increases again. But once again, EDNOS is by far the most diagnosed. The major difference amongst men and women is that women are more prone to eating disorders in general. In each of the 3 categories, women had higher percentages of that eating disorder than men. Overall, EDNOS is the most common amongst both male and female college students and is a very real threat today.
The reason EDNOS is so common in college students is that it is often triggered by stress. Especially with your first-year college students, the stress of moving into a new environment and meeting new people is a positive experience, but still leads to stress. To keep from gaining weight, some students engage in risky behavior such as excessive dieting or purging. Common signs of an eating disorder include a need to weigh oneself more than once a day, allowing the numbers on the scale to determine mood, exercising, skipping meals, or purging after overeating, exercising to burn calories rather than for health or fun, eating in secret, feeling guilty, ashamed, or disgusted after overeating, basing self-worth on looks or weight, worrying continuously about weight and body shape, and abusing diet pills or laxatives, among others. Again, the danger with this eating disorder is that it goes widely undiagnosed. This is why if you think you or someone you know is showing signs of EDNOS, you should reach out to the health services on campus and learn how to get help.